Muppet Avengers, written by Logan Horberg, based on The Avengers by Joss Whedon and The Muppets by Jim Henson. Exterior unknown area of space. Space, a floating staircase among the rocks. A pig stumbles and falls down the stairs. The deadly other, played here by Uncle Deadly, speaks to a disembodied figure in a chair.
The Tesseract has awakened. It is on a drab little world, a human world. They would wield its power.
The deadly other hands Loki, played here by Fozzie, a scepter that looks suspiciously like a rubber chicken with a glowing blue gem in its eye.
But our ally knows it's working as they never will. He is ready to lead.
Lead us all to box office gold.
More or less. And our force.
Chitauri, an army of animal, growl and put on their face masks.
Big force, big force.
Our Chitauri will follow. The world will be his. The audience, yours. And the humans, what could they do but burn?
Laugh?
Get out of here, you fashionless bear. Green is not your color.
But it's the only color I get.
Leave.
Exterior range, early night. A helicopter speeds over this mountain at high speed. Exterior shield/NASA facility continuous. This base is grand beyond belief. There are shops and theaters all around. There is also a frantic evacuation in progress. Agents, scientists, and personnel rush around the base.
All personnel, evacuation order has been confirmed. Please proceed with your final purchases and head to your designated vehicles.
Scampering people look up at the storefronts. Signs suddenly fill the windows. Closing sale. Everything must go. A man flushes people by. The sign on the building reads, Disneyland, Western Division, Project Felt, Shield Accelerator Test Facility. Security guards direct traffic. A few Muppet figures fight over the last Elsa doll.
Gentleman, it's frozen. Let it go.
This is not a drill. Emergency personnel, proceed to your designated vehicles.
The helicopter hovers above a landing pad. A man in a suit stands waiting. This is Agent Phil Coulson, played by the Swedish chef. The chopper lands and out jumps two figures. First is Maria Janice Hill. Following her is Nick Fury. Fury and Janice walk over to Swedish chef.
How bad is it?
It's the problem, sir. They don't know. It's a remake, kind of. And no one knows there's a plot is going to confirm.
No, not the movie, our artifact.
Oh, sir. Follow me. Interior lower level moments later, an elevator comes to a stop. Dr. Selvig read an energy source affirms the Tesseract for errors ago.
NASA didn't authorize Selvig to go to truck test speed.
He wasn't testing it. He wasn't ifing as a room. Spontaneous ifing.
So it just picked up on its own groove and turned itself on?
I have a habit of doing that myself.
Far out.
Where are the energy levels now?
Claiming the Selvig couldn't shoot it down the order to fit.
How long to get everyone out?
Campus should be clear in the next half hour.
Do better.
Burp. Swedish chef salutes, smacking himself in the head, and scampers out of the room. Fury and Janice continue on. Interior staircase moments later. Janice and Fury continue down the stairs.
Sir, piecing out may be futile.
We should tell them to go back to sleep.
I mean, I could use a nap, but if we can't control the Tesseract's gym, there may not be a safe space.
I need to make sure the phase 2 prototypes are shipped out.
Is that really the priority right now?
Until such time as the world ends, we will act as though this franchise tends to spin on. We've got 28 movies, 11 TV shows, and 2 holiday specials to adapt. Clear out the tech below. Every piece of phase 2 on truck and gone. And don't forget Ant-Man. He's small. And I love me some Paul Rudd.
You got it, dude.
Janice walks off. Interior Tesseract chamber room continuous. Fury makes his way over to Scooter Selvig.
Talk to me, Scoop.
Howdy do, Mr. L. Jackson.
No. It's Fury in this one.
Oh, Samuel Fury, got it.
I'll take it. What do we know for certain?
The audience retention is low already for this opening. We have no original ideas left, and I never learned to play the trombone. Oh, and the Tesseract is misbehaving.
Is that supposed to be funny?
Not funny in a ha-ha way, more in a cosmically, we're all gonna die kind of way. Not only is this thing active, it's misbehaving.
Can you pull the plug?
We did that 5 minutes ago. It waited till we were all the way back over here before she turned it back on, and no one has the energy to walk back over.
We're prepared for this, Scoop. Harnessing energy from space.
Energy, sure, but this cube has been talking.
Talking.
We hear snippets of words coming through, like setup after setup for a multitude of bad jokes. Nothing harmful, though.
Those can be harmful. Where's Agent Barton?
The shrimp? Oh, he's in his nest, sir, as usual.
Pepe Barton is on the balcony, lounging in a hammock and drinking a drink adorned with an umbrella.
Agent Barton, report.
Pepe sighs and chugs the last of his drink.
This happens every time I try to take a vacation by myself, okay? I just wanted to drink my little drink in peace. Now I got the bodyguard's hitman hitting in my ear.
Pepe ziplines down a rope, but he's not good at it, so he slams into the ground in front of Fury. After a beat, he pops back up.
Ordered.
I gave you this detail to keep a close eye on this things.
And I only good because I thought you weren't really paying attention and I could pull it off on Rizzo.
What?
Oh, nothing. I said I love being part of the main cast.
Have you seen anything that might set this thing off?
A Muppet scientist looks up from their console. Pepe and Fury make their way to the platform in front of the Tesseract, which is shooting little balls of paper at everyone who passes by.
No one's come and gone, okay? The scooter is clean, squeaky clean, and I still don't trust him.
Why is that?
He would have given me monies for the track, and I missed my bet, okay?
Anyone else?
Not unless it's from the other side.
The other side.
Like I said, there's a doorway, see? Well, can't doors open both ways? I mean, not those doors that say pulled, but I push, but those are definitely one way.
The Tesseract sparks.
What's that?
Cube sparks more, bigger each time. A beam of energy fires out, which opens a portal. There's an explosion, which knocks Fury and Pepe back.
Motherfucker.
There's another engine, of course. And a cloud from the beam floats at the top of the chamber. On the platform stands Loki, bear god of puns and groaners, kneeling. Fozzie looks up, grinning, and straightens his tie. He stands.
Sir, please put down the chicken.
Fozzie looks down at the rubber chicken in his hands and then squeezes. Energy beams fire out of the chicken's mouth. Pepe tries to push Fury out of the way, but can't. Fury takes a step and trips, falling out of the way of the energy. Fozzie helps Pepe up and places the chicken on his shoulder.
You look like you enjoy a good joke. Have you heard the one about the elephant and the rhino?
Chicken's eyes glow blue and a small trickle of energy sparks to his chest. Pepe chuckles to himself.
Elefino.
Pepe keeps chuckling as Fozzie moves off to another agent.
Have you heard the one about the alligator in the vest?
New Zealand laughs to himself.
An investigator.
He laughs harder and throws a fish across the room, which flops off of Fury's face.
Ah!
Fury takes the cube from the machine and shuts it in a briefcase, then moves to leave.
Please don't. I still need that.
Doesn't have to get any rougher.
But I haven't even scratched the surface of my good material. I am Loki of Beauregard, and I am burdened with an abundance of jokes.
Scooter looks up from his hiding spot.
Oh, Loki? Brother of Thor?
We have no quarrel with your people.
My people?
Yeah, I don't think that sounded how you thought it sounded, okay?
What? No, not like that.
I come with glad tidings of a world made free.
Free from what?
Joylessness. A sense of humor is one of life's greatest gifts. Once you accept that,
Fozzie turns around and rests the chicken on Scooter's shoulder.
Did you hear the one about the picnicking llama?
Scooter chuckles to himself.
I'll pack a lunch.
You will know peace.
Yeah, you say peace. I kind of think you mean the other thing.
So the regular Fury man he's stalling. The disco is closing down and he means to bury us deeper than Little Feet in the mid-70s.
Deeper than REO Speedwagon.
He's right. The portal is collapsing in on itself. We've got maybe 2 minutes before it goes critical.
And we can't waste another minute. The future is upon us. No time to dawdle. The time is now. No time like the present.
Cheers, get on with it.
Pepe grabs a pair of nunchucks and throws them at Fury, who drops the case. Pepe can't quite pick it up until Scooter walks by and picks it up with Pepe attached. Interior security level 4 a few short moments later. Pepe and Fozzie's entourage enter as Janice dances next to one of the Jeeps.
Hit this vehicle, okay?
Like groovy, but who's that hip cat?
No, it tells me nothing, okay?
Fozzie jumps into the back of the truck.
Hill, do you copy?
Totally. There's a real horny guy out here.
This is a kid's movie, Hill. We can't use words like that.
But it's true. He's got big horns.
Hill, Barton has turned.
Oh, bummer.
Pepe turns and throws a few starfish at her as she ducks and rolls out of the way. Pepe and Scooter jump into the Jeep and take off. Interior Tesseract chamber room, same. Fury stands and hurries out of the room.
Get the Tesseract. Shut them down.
Interior security level 4, same. Janice jumps into another Jeep and takes off after them. Interior shield Jeep, same. Pepe swerves to keep away from the chasing vehicles. Fozzie stands and blasts energy at the vehicles. Scooter looks back, excitement in his eyes.
I must say, I so rarely get to be involved in action scenes. This is amazing.
I don't like driving these fast cars. It makes me feel like I'm fast or furious, okay?
But doesn't this feel weird for the opening of a big superhero epic?
What? You just want to skip the opening actions?
Can we?
You're the one trying to take over the universe. We can do whatever you want.
Then let's skip it.
Skippings!
The film itself fast forwards through the whole chase scene and Fury crashing in a helicopter. Exterior SHIELD NASA facility minutes later. Fury steps out of a crashed helicopter. Director Fury, do you keep him?
Sound the general call. I want every living soul not working rescue looking for that briefcase.
Roger that.
Coulson, get back to base.
Represent?
This is a level 7.
Level 7?
Bummer.
As of right now, we are at war.
What do we do? Fury thinks of a plan. Title card, Marvelous Muppet Avengers. Exterior old warehouse, Russia, night. A train overloaded with Muppets speeds by. They all wave to the camera.
And on your right, we've got the warehouse in Cleveland where the Avengers pretended to be in Russia.
Interior old warehouse, Russia, continuous. On the 3rd floor sits Natasha Oinkmanoff, played here by Miss Piggy, who is currently tied to a chair. A man slaps her.
Is that a threat?
Oh, I'm just saying, tonight has been lovely and I can't wait to go out to dinner after this.
A tall thug walks over to her and leans the chair over a pit.
I've been this close to falling off something since Treasure Island. Where's Slob?
Solab is a front. Your outdated information betrays you. The famous Black Widow is just another pretty face.
Damn right, I'm a pretty face.
We would have to change that.
Tall thug grabs her face. Before they can do anything, a phone rings. Joe, the legal weasel, picks up.
Legal? Okay. It's for her.
Luchkov takes the phone.
You listen carefully.
You're in a received a Litchi place, 3rd floor. We have a 522, exactly 8 minutes out. Put the Piggy and the phone, and I will burp the block before you can make the lobby. Luchkov looks puzzled.
What?
Putzi Piggy and the phone. Luchkov hands the phone to Piggy, who balances it on her shoulder. They need you to come in. This takes precedence.
One more time.
Fuck. Can you still not hear it?
Well, now we can. Just start talking.
I did.
Say it again.
Kidding me? I'm working over here.
This takes precedence.
I'm in the middle of a lovely interview, and I think it's gonna be one for the front page.
The front page of what?
Down. Pull me out of this right now.
The shrimp has been compromised.
Let me put you on hold.
Luchkov moves to take the phone, blowing a bubble with his gum, and Piggy starts snapping out a beat.
Oh. Smash. Ouch. Yowie. Sassafras. Stuff.
They look confused for a beat before Piggy kicks him in the legs. As Luchkov hits the floor, his bubble bursts with a pop. Joe the legal weasel swings his briefcase at her. She leans back and the chair falls to the ground, breaking with a smash. Piggy picks up one of the chair legs and swings it right into Joe the legal weasel's hand.
Ouch.
She throws the chair leg back across the room, connecting with Luchkov's shin.
Yarwi!
She jumps through the air, landing on the shoulders of the tall thug. She starts pummeling his ears.
Sassafras!
As the tall thug drops to the ground, she straightens out her dress and delivers a mighty karate chop to his throat.
Oh, stuff.
Piggy turns her attention back to Luchkov.
They had it coming. They had it coming. They only had themselves to blame. If you'd have been here, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same. Hey!
Miss Piggy delivers one last karate chop to Luchkov's head, dropping him to the ground. She picks up her shoes, fixes her hair, and lifts the phone.
Where's the shrimp now?
I don't know.
But he's alive. That runt owes me $20 after forcing me to listen to Heaven Don't Have a Name.
You think so? We'll brief you on the everything you get back. But first, we need you to talk to the big bird.
The big guy? Oh, I've always wanted to ask him about why to do all.
We can't afford Disney in this picture. Besides, I've heard forget the after 100. You got the big girl.
Rats.
Yolanda the rat looks up from a pile of trash she's munching on.
What?
Nothing.
Exterior slums, Calcutta, India, night. A young Fraggle runs across a busy street. She runs through a crowd of people rushing down a busy alleyway. She runs into a house and up the stairs. A Muppet woman approaches her. Constantine Banner, the frog, is treating a sick person behind her.
Who are you? There's a sickness here. These people were forced to watch all the Disney live-action remakes. Oh, you're on mute.
I need a doctor. My father, he just watched the Mulan remake and now he won't wake up.
Constantine hears this and kneels before her.
Slow down, little girl.
My father.
Like them?
Constantine points back to the people in the beds.
Emma Watson! So much auto-tune!
Little Fraggle nods. Exterior old abandoned shack, Calcutta outskirts later. The Fraggle rushes to reach the shack as Constantine hurries after her, barely able to keep pace. He's a little suspicious and looks around at every passing sound. The Fraggle sprints into the shack and Constantine follows slowly. Interior old abandoned shack, continuous. Constantine enters the shack just in time to see the little Fraggle jump through the window.
That's what I get for trusting the youth of today.
You know, for a frog who's supposed to be avoiding stress, you picked the wrong place to settle.
The chaotic sounds of the street overwhelm the shack for a moment, as what sounds like 14 ambulances, 2 planes, and a long train pass by, all within the span of 7 seconds.
Avoiding stress isn't the issue. This is my white noise machine.
It's a secret then.
What?
I have to be honest. What is the secret then? Because I could use a little stress relief.
You've tricked me all the way to the edge of town. Very smart. I assume we're surrounded.
Miss Piggy's radio chirps.
Air position.
She slaps her hand over the radio.
No, it's not. We're all alone. Just you and me.
And the child, she an actress too? Starting her young.
I was a child star, and I think I turned out all right.
And who are you?
Natasha Ormanoff.
And are you here to write me out of the movie, Miss Oinkmanoff? Because I've read and reread the script. You need me for the movie to work, but I will demand final say on the script revisions. I'm starting to sound like Guru.
No, of course not. I'm here on behalf of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Shield! That 2-bit flea circus, how they find me?
We never lost you. We kept our distance ever since your theft of the crown jewels went bust.
Yes, and I almost got away with it too. Why do you need me?
I thought you said you read the script.
I did, but exposition got a exposition.
Barry seems to trust you. We need your expertise.
And what if I'm already booked on another gig?
Then we can always just recast you.
What?
I mean, I'll persuade you.
And what if the other guy says no?
No one says no to a project once I've backed my eyes at them.
Constantine moves around the room.
We're facing a potential global catastrophe.
That sounds like something I would want to avoid.
Miss Piggy slides a folder across the table to him.
This is a tessera. It has the potential energy to wipe any fandom from the face of the planet.
Constantine looks at it skeptical.
And what does Fury want me to do with it? Wipe out the Snyder brothers?
Not quite. I just want you to find it. It emits a unique energy signature that we have no knowledge on how to trace, but you've got a better social media presence than us.
So Fury isn't after the monster.
Nope.
Are you sure? Positive?
Absolutely.
No way Fury is lying.
Not even a little.
And when I'm done?
We certainly won't put you in a cage.
You said that awfully quickly.
No cage for you.
Stop lying to me!
Piggy jumps to her feet, striking a kung fu pose, ready for a fight. Constantine chuckles and sits back down.
I'm sorry. That was mean.
I don't lie unless the script tells me to. And look,
She pulls out her script and shows it to Constantine.
this says I'm telling the truth in this scene.
So you are.
Peggy leans aside and whispers into her radio.
I think you bought it. Stand down.
Just you and me, huh? Maybe your script needs a rewrite.
Miss Piggy gives him a look and walks out. Interior dark room, carrier, night. Fury is talking with the council, 4 shadowy figures on screens.
This is out of line, Director. You're dealing with forces you can't control.
Can't control. I fought snakes on planes, the Spirit, and King Kong. You think I can handle a few aliens, one little Bear's Guardian?
If I had a filmography like that, I'd want to be in a big franchise too.
Couldn't be any worse than Black Snake Moan.
Oh, you're saying that this Bear's Guard is declaring war on our planet?
Not Bear's God, Loki.
You can't be working alone. Everyone's got a supporting cast ready for a spinoff these days. What about the other one, his brother?
Our intelligence says Thor is not hostile. A bit slow on the uptake, but not hostile. but he's worlds away, and we can't depend on him to help either. It's up to us.
Shouldn't we be focusing on phase 2? I hear that's when the real fun heroes get introduced.
Honestly, aren't ready to get behind the top tree and his raccoon buddy yet. We have to lay the groundwork with this team first.
Or we could just pull the plug on this whole franchise altogether.
I certainly wouldn't mind.
Besides, your Avengers initiative was shut down.
This isn't about the Avengers.
Yes, it is. Haven't you seen the title of this movie?
Really want to leave the fate of humanity to a handful of freaks?
Well, that seems a little hurtful, seeing how heroes like Spider-Man and the X-Men have been doing gangbusters at the box office over the years. I'm just talking about a response team of our own, one who we own the merchandising rights to. I believe with the right push, they get exactly what audiences need.
You believe?
You know what I believe?
That this train is rolling out the station no matter what?
That in this movie can't be as bad as Jumper.
Very true. It could be worse.
Oh!
Shut up. I like that movie.
We didn't.
Well, I want to take it away from slapping the...
Well, war isn't won by sentiment, director.
No, it's won by soldiers.
Interior gym night. Sam the Eagle Rogers, known as Captain America, is hitting a punching bag in the gym. The heavy bag is covered with images of Fox News pundits.
Oh, take that, Hannity. And don't think I forgot about you, Combs.
He flashes back.
There's not enough time. I gotta put her in the water.
He hits the bag harder, pelting Bill O'Reilly.
You won't be alone.
He speed punches a photo of Karl Rove.
Oh, this bird is still alive.
Sam throws the hardest punch he has left, and the bag completely explodes, showering the area with sand.
It's been so long since I've enjoyed a nice beach day.
He walks over and picks up another punching bag, this one covered with images of the reporters of TMZ. He hangs it up and begins to hit it.
Even
Slept for 70 years, sir. I think I've had my fill.
Fury approaches Sam.
it's got to celebrate seeing the world.
Doesn't feel like my world anymore. When I went into the ice, we had wholesome American values. Men were accepted as a little dumb, not to be fully trusted. Children were treated like our future instead of something to control. And women have the right to decide what happens to their bodies. I wake up, and the whole thing's gone topsy-turvy.
We made mistakes along the way, some very recently.
Fury notices the broken Fox News photos all around the room.
You here with the mission, sir?
I am.
Trying to get me back in the world?
Fury hands Sam a folder full of information on the Tesseract.
Hydra's secret weapon.
I fished that out of the ocean when he was looking for you.
Then why couldn't he find me sooner? This was on the plane with me when I went down.
Well, I was barely in that movie, so I don't really remember. We think the Tesseract could be the key to unlimited substantial energy.
Ah, so it's more concentrated solar power.
No.
Wind?
Something the world needs now.
Taylor Swift? Nothing. Just been building a playlist since I woke up, and her songs are really catchy and full of energy. Who took the cube from you?
Oh, Loki. He's not from around here. There's a lot we'll have to bring you up to speed on. The world has gotten even stranger than you already know.
At this point, I doubt anything in this time period would surprise me.
Fury looks at a dossier of Carrot Top and hides it behind his back.
Buck says you're wrong. There's a DVD packet waiting for you at your apartment. Is there anything about a Tesseract that we ought to know now?
You should have left it in the ocean.
Sam leaves and Fury kicks at a small sandcastle that has formed in the sand. Exterior ocean, New York City, night. Iron Schnoz, aka Gonzo Stark, is underwater. He attaches a device that looks like a whoopee cushion to a massive pipe. He gives it a small squeeze, releasing a little toot of air, chuckles to himself, flies up out of the water and towards the city.
I gotta go on this end. The rest is up to you. God's Tower is about to become a beacon of self-sustaining, clean comedic energy.
Exterior streets of Midtown Manhattan continuous. Iron Schnoz peels around a corner, headed straight for Gon's Tower.
That's my assumption. Light her up!
Gon's Tower lights up, the slight sound of farting coming from speakers surrounding it.
Like Christmas, but with more toots.
Iron Schnoz flies over an overpass and up the side of the tower.
Honey, you're killing me here. Remember, enjoy the moment.
Exterior Gon's Tower landing pad continuous. Iron Schnoz lands on the landing pad and walks along a walkway, robotic arms deconstructing his armor.
Sir, Agent Coulson of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on the line.
Oh man, I'm not in. I'm technically out.
Sir, I'm afraid he's insisting. I think either insisting or threatening.
Hey, grow a spine, 80s robot. I got a date.
Interior penthouse, Gon's Tower, continuous. Camilla stands in front of a holographic display, a little confused. Gonzo approaches Camilla.
Of course the levels are holding steady. I was directly involved. Which leads me to my next question. How does it feel to be a stark raving genius?
Gonzo turns off the display and Camilla faces him.
What do you mean? This all came from you.
She pecks at the arc reactor on his chest.
Oh, come on. Give yourself some credit, please. The seed bar downstairs was definitely your idea. And the free-range gym. Give yourself 12% of the credit. An argument could be made for 35.
Camilla walks towards the living room.
65. Oh, don't be like that. I did a lot of the heavy lifting. Literally, did you see all the lifting I did? And what about that security snafu? Look, we had a cannon here, and security wouldn't let me near it. I definitely call that a snafu. Well, I'll tell you what. Next building is going to say Camilla on the tower. Yeah, you drive a hard bargain.
Sir, the telephone. I'm afraid my protocols are being overridden.
The air is filled with the aggressively loud sound of a dial-up modem failing.
Volume down, volume down!
Gonzo picks up his old-school Mickey Mouse rotary phone. The dial-up tone ends and he sighs, looking at the view screen. Mr. Sir, we need to do. This is urgent.
Coulson, how's it going? It's a shame you aren't in town. We take you out.
The elevator door opens and out walks Swedish Chef.
Security breach! Ah, I'm just kidding. Bring it in, you!
Gonzo rushes over and gives Swedish Chef a big hug.
Wait, Phil? I thought you said your name was Agent. Phil is way better. Hey, join us for drinks?
Arkisti.
Oh, come on. I can show you my bottle cap collection, my old records, the whole VHS run of Emerald.
Unfortunately, it's official bid. We need you to look this over as soon as possible. He moves to hand Gonzo a laptop, who grabs it, then gets distracted.
Ooh, how about I whip us up something in the kitchen?
Gonzo drops the laptop, but Camilla manages to catch it. Gonzo pops up with a handful of lightsabers.
I've been collecting since I heard Disney got these movies too, and you never know what's gonna get adapted next. Fancy a quickie?
A quickie?
Okay. Just a little one. Oh, don't make me work. I don't want to do a consultation.
This isn't a consultation. The Avengers? You weren't supposed to say anything about it.
I didn't. Okay, I did. But I was just so excited! And I thought that Avengers Initiative was scrapped, and you guys wouldn't insure me. Oh, yeah, apparently I'm volatile, accident-prone, and cause way too much property damage.
This isn't about personality profiles or insurance anymore. Camilla hands Gonzo back the laptop, and he runs across the room to set it up. I can too.
Miss Potts, come check this out.
Camilla trots over to Gonzo.
Sorry about this, interrupting us having a moment. Bark! It was more than 12% of a moment! Bark, bark, bark! Oh, this is this.
He pulls open the laptop and a playlist of movies sits on the screen. The Incredible Hulk, Thor, and Captain America, the First Avenger.
Bark, bark,
Tomorrow.
bark, 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 bark.
What if I didn't have to do all this tonight? I don't even think it's possible for me to focus on only 3 movies for the next 6 hours.
She leans in, lightly pecking at Gonzo's ear.
Oh, wow, I hope the subtitles are staying PG. A square deal. Fly safe.
Gonzo kisses her and she walks off toward the Swedish chef.
Bark, 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 bark.
I can drip you if. Gonzo looks back to the playlist and activates a few holograms, including one of the Tesseracts. He grabs it and starts trying to turn it like a Rubik's Cube.
Bark, 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 bark.
She moved back to Portland. Didn't look her, but I did bits of hammer.
Bark, bark.
Exterior ocean day. A jet flies over the sea at high speed. Interior jet continuous. Sam is watching a video of the Hulk.
We're about 40 minutes out from home base, sir.
Swedish chef stands from a chair and walks over to Sam.
So, this Dr. Banner was trying to replicate the serum they used on me.
A lot of people there. You was a very superhero, Berber. Wonder that gamma reduction might hold the key to unlocking Eskina's original family.
And it looks like that was a big mistake, wasn't it?
It's an understatement. When he said not the Zinker, girls look like Steve Hefking. Sam looks confused. Albert Einstein, Jim Henson. He's like a smart person. I get to say it's an honor to meet you officially. I sort of met you. I mean, I watched you while you were sleeping. I mean, I was present while you were unconscious from the ice.
You've got quite a bit to say in this one, don't you?
Sam moves over to the cockpit and Swedish chef follows. You know, it's just a huge honor to have you, Bert.
I just hope I'm the bird for the job.
Oh, you are absolutely. I've made some modifications to the uniform.
Ah, yes, the uniform. Did you take my notes in consideration? The cape? The powdered wig?
We decided to go in a slightly different direction. I had a little design input.
I just hope it still looks a little old-fashioned.
Everything that's happening, the things that are about to come to light, people that could use a little old-fashioned. Just needs the old-fashioned.
Oh.
Interior Fozzie's lair underground lab day. Soldiers run down the tunnel. They hurry into the lab where Scooter is busy working. Fozzie sits off to the side, chicken in his lap. It glows and he is transported to another world. Exterior space continuous.
The Chitauri grow restless and we're running out of furniture.
A cluster of animal pop out from within a nearby couch, shredding it.
Rustlers.
Behave.
Just tell them to chill. They'll fight soon enough. I'm just trying to secure the venue. It will be a battle.
Uncle Deadly walks over and sprays Animal in the face with a spray bottle. Animal's eyes sag and they leave the couch.
Battle? You're hosting an open mic on Earth.
I've never headlined my own show. I should a king out there, the rightful king of the stage. Ha ha ha.
You aim too low. We're looking ahead to an even bigger show. A show we need the Tesseract to book.
But you don't have it yet.
Animal starts to growl and close in.
I'm not threatening, but you need to ship my show to take off so you can ride my tailcoats.
As if we couldn't do it ourselves. But now this. If you keep it for yourself and try to cut us out, we will chase you to the end of the universe to ruin your reputation. You won't be able to get to a stage in Rhode Island when we're done with you.
I can't get to a stage in Rhode Island now.
Uncle Deadly sighs, walks over and slaps Fozzie in the face with a hanky. Interior Fozzie's lair underground lab continues. Fozzie comes back and falls over.
How was your call?
I've had worse. I only counted a handful of boos, so I put it in my top 14.
Exterior ocean day. A jet flies to a giant carrier in the water. Exterior helicarrier day. Jet lands. Swedish chef and Sam step out of it. Piggy walks towards them. She trips, but manages to catch herself before she goes headfirst over the side of the boat. Agent Erkmaner, Captain Ridges. Sam bows.
Ma'am.
Thank you on the bridge. They're starting lunch prep.
I need to begin the refill. Zero. Swedish chef leaves as Piggy and Sam walk towards the railing.
There's been quite a buzz around here, you coming out of retirement.
I wasn't retired. I was frozen in ice for 60 years.
Oh, I thought you just said something about you got canceled.
Not yet.
Did Coulson ask you to sign his cutlery set yet?
I don't do autographs. It cheapens the brand.
See Banner, who is bumping into people while he observes the carrier.
Pardon me?
Dr. Banner.
Banner turns and around and it's Kermit.
Oh, hi, yeah, they told me you were coming.
I've been told you can find this cube.
Is that all you found?
I'm not one for gossip.
This must be strange for all of this.
This is familiar. People follow rules to the letter here.
Miss Piggy looks Kermit up and down.
Here. Who are you?
I'm sorry. I'm Dr. Banner.
No, you're not. I met him and he's not you.
Oh, I was told to give you this.
Kermit hands her a small slip of paper. She opens it up and reads.
Two. Difficult accent. Recaps.
Miss Piggy looks up at Kermit, then back at the note, then back at Kermit.
Are you looking like him?
Kermit looks confused.
I think it's best we just move along.
Right.
She gestures to the door, but keeps shooting looks at Kermit. There's a loud whirring and clunking sound as Banner and Sam make their way to the edge.
Is this a submersible?
A what?
An underwater conveyance.
I don't know about that, but I do think it's a boat.
Propellers begin to spin and the carrier lifts into the air. Kermit scrunches.
Oh, shit, I can't do this voice. They didn't mean the heights.
The helicarrier ascends higher and higher. On the underside, a large billboard lights up advertising Wicked back on Broadway. Interior bridge carrier minutes later. Sam and Kermit follow Miss Piggy into the bridge. She peels away from them as they stare and observe in awe. It's very busy, with Muppet Shield personnel working at stations, playing various arcade games, and communication over earpieces. A pair of them aren't paying attention and they slam into each other. This room truly looks like a high-tech version of the classic Muppet Studios.
All systems are moving and a grooving. We're at level, boss man.
Look, let's get a move on.
Fury turns to face the table.
Gentlemen,
Sam stands there, slack-jawed. Fury walks up and holds out a hand. Sam doesn't take his eyes off the room and gives Fury a low five. Fury looks confused and walks over to Kermit.
Doctor, thank you for coming.
Kermit shakes Fury's hand.
I appreciate the opportunity. You won't regret it. So how long am I staying?
Once we get our hands on the Tesseract, go back to the swamp of your choice with clean records.
We are sweeping irreversibly accessible a camera in the planet. Surface, lip tips, if it's connected to a satellite, its is or is for us. Piggy looks from Swedish chef to Fury.
Did you catch any of that?
To tell you the truth, I just wait for someone else to repeat it back.
Not give us enough time.
You got that?
Sure, I spent a few weeks abroad in Sweden. Call every lab you know, tell them to start sweeping the channels. Listen for a particular frequency of laughter.
Agent Oinkmanoff, would you show Dr. Banner to his laboratory, please?
Miss Piggy walks to Kermit and loops arms with him.
Right this way. Oh, you're gonna love it. We've got all the toys.
Do you have the Daring Eagle shoe open back?
Oh, the toys.
Fury walks up to Dennis.
Hill, did you tell the council that Barton had been compromised?
Oh, was I not supposed to?
Fury sighs and looks onto the air deck.
But I didn't tell them who was on the responsible team.
That's what like
Interior Fozzie's lair underground lab day. Scooter is working on a machine in Fozzie's hidden base. Muppets and people bustle around.
Put it over there. Where did you find all these people?
Show those are the people who do not like them, okay? These are all from Craigslist.
Pepe holds up a screen.
This is the stuff you need.
Yes, I need lots of copper wiring to build the appropriate charge. Very hard to get a hold of enough, at least not without resorting to the bolt cutters.
Fozzie walks up.
Oh, hey, this is wonderful. The Tesseract has shown me so many funny things. It's not just jokes, it's belly laughs.
I know. Each one hits differently. What did it show you, Agent Barton?
The next target.
Pepe holds up a centerfold of a beautiful mansion surrounded with girls in bikinis.
Oh, you're so predictable.
Hey, I might be a deadly archer, but I also have to make time for the ladies, okay?
And you say Fury will be putting together a response team? Are they a threat?
Good job, maybe.
I want to know everything you can tell me. I want to tickle their funny bones. I grow weary of scuttling in shadow. I mean to rule this world, not burrow in it.
That sounds risky.
No risk, no reward.
But if you're going public, I could use it into something.
Just tell me what you need.
Pepe pulls out a small cell phone on his bow.
I need a shout out and directions to this house, okay?
Pepe holds up the centerfold again. Interior bridge carrier day. Swedish chef and Sam are standing on the bridge, just waiting. Agent Sitwell is running the facial trace. I mean, if it's not too much trouble.
No, it should be fine.
It's a vintage set. Took me a couple of years to collect them in. Payment, sleek fixing around the edges bit. Did you sit where?
We got a hit. 67% match. Wait, cross match. 79%.
Location?
Stuttgart, Germany. 28. He's not exactly hiding.
They look at a screen lit up with a giant marquee reading, "One night only, the Bear King of Bearsguard."
Captain, you're up.
Sam nods and walks off. Interior room, carrier, continuous. Sam walks through a door, and in a case is his improved Captain America suit. Exterior guarded building, continuous. 2 guards stand watch. From out of the darkness,
Wednesday!
Pepe leaps through the air, throwing starfish at the guards, dropping them to the ground. Pepe and some men rush to the door with a scanner on the side, preparing to break in. Interior fancy building, continuous. Fozzie walks down some stairs from a balcony. A gala scientist is talking at a podium. Fozzie trips and falls down the stairs, falling end over end. The gala scientist stops and gives him a confused look. Fozzie pops up and throws his rubber chicken across the room, hitting the scientist to the floor. Fozzie grabs him and drags him across the room.
How are we all doing here tonight? You visiting from somewhere fun? Oh, never been, but I hear it's lovely.
Fozzie drags him up onto a statue and holds a mic up to his mouth.
Anything to say to the folks back home?
Someone get me out of here.
Exterior door at guarded building continues. Pepe holds up a transponder and the man's voice cuts through.
Someone get me out of here.
Door opens.
Get the body down, okay?
Pepe tears off his stealth suit, revealing a tuxedo. He walks inside the building, which we can now see is the Playboy Mansion.
Hello there, ladies. Who wants a bite of this king prawn?
Exterior fancy building, Stuttgart, continuous night. People flee the gala screaming and Fozzie follows. His swanky suit slowly changes to his bear's guardian attire, large horns growing from his crown. He tosses a whoopee cushion onto the street. A Palazzi car drives over it, but the shockwave of the fart noise is enough to flip the car. Fozzie creates duplicates of himself, surrounding a mob of gala people.
Is this thing on?
Fozzie taps the rubber chicken.
Testing.
People grab their ears and quickly drop to their knees.
My, what a wonderful audience. I just flew in from Bearsguard, and boy, are my arms tired. I've been on a bit of a cross-dimensional tour, and it's brought me here. I've been testing a lot of new material, and there's one thing I found everywhere. People love to laugh. They were made to laugh. In the end, you always laugh.
Pops, a very old Muppet, stands up.
Not for bears like you.
Then you are in luck, because there are no bears like me.
What?
I said, there are no bears like me.
What?
There are no bears!
There are always bears like you.
Everyone's a critic.
Fozzie fires a beam out of the rubber chicken, but Sam jumps in front of Pops, deflecting the beam off his shield, causing it to hit Fozzie, who falls to the ground.
You know, the last time I was in Germany and saw a man standing above everybody else, he wasn't very funny either.
The soldier, the bird out of time.
Fozzie rises to his feet.
I'm not the one out of time.
Sam turns to the collected gala people.
We're about to engage in a prolonged fight scene. Those of you day playing are no longer needed for these shots. You're good to grab your voucher and head home.
The gala people instantly break character and stand, form a line, and make their way out of the plaza.
Oh, nice. I couldn't pretend that bear was funny anymore.
He was funny to begin with.
It was lovely working with you all. Find me on YouTube.
We won't.
As the extras clear, the Quinjet comes in from behind Sam with Piggy at the helm. A large gun unfolds from the underside of the plane.
Loki, drop the weapon and stand down for moi.
Wow. Are we really allowed to use a gun that big in a kid's movie?
Interior Quinjet, same. Joe, the legal weasel, leans over and whispers into Piggy's ear.
What? Are you kidding me? But we already... Of course I don't want to corrupt the youth of America, but... Oh, okay.
Piggy pushes another button. Exterior fancy building, Stuttgart, continuous night. The large gun folds back into the Quinjet. It is replaced by two large cartoon hands pointing disappointedly at Fozzie. Fozzie launches an energy beam at the ship and it banks to avoid it. Sam rushes in to attack Fozzie and the two fight. Fozzie knocks Sam's shield to the side and forces him down with the chicken.
Have you heard about the Statue of Liberty's favorite dessert?
I don't do blue comedy.
But you're blue.
Sam jumps up and spin kicks Fozzie in the face. The two continue to fight. Interior cockpit Quinjet continuous night. Miss Piggy sits at the controls, fidgeting in her suit.
It's so uncomfortable. I can barely breathe in this thing.
Agent Oinkman off. Miss me?
Oh, it's you.
The computer screen shows a dozen pop-ups. They eventually cover enough of the screen that an image of Gonzo could be seen. Dr. Demento's fish heads begins to play over the PA system. Piggy sighs. Exterior fancy building Stuttgart continuous night. Gonzo flies down and fires a repulsor blast, knocking Fozzie down.
Make a move, reindeer games.
Fozzie's Bear's Guardian garb fades away and he raises his hands.
Not one of Affleck's best.
You're telling me.
In the crowd, Ben Affleck looks up.
I was trying something new!
He angrily storms off.
Oops.
Sam walks over to Gonzo.
Mr. Stark?
Eagly!
Gonzo goes in for a big hug, but Sam keeps him at arm's length. Interior cockpit Quinjet moments later. The Quinjet speeds through the clouds.
Saying anything?
Just trying to workshop his type vibe, but I gotta tell you, it's not good.
Rule her? I hardly know her. Waka waka.
Permission to kill.
Denied. Just getting here. We're low on time.
Sam turns to face Gonzo.
I don't like it.
Oh, don't be such a worrywart. We got him. He saw us coming and gave up.
I don't remember it being that easy. Normally it takes a few strongly worded letters and a few judgmental glares to get the job done.
We've updated tactics since you were a birdsicle, but I'm excited to work together.
Your enthusiasm is exhausted. Fury didn't tell me you were coming.
Yeah, there's a lot of things Fury doesn't tell you. Like that Muppet Mayhem got canceled.
What?
Yeah.
There's a flash of lightning and a roar of thunder.
Where's that coming from?
Fozzie leans forward, looking around.
What's the matter? Scared of a little lightning?
Fozzie tucks his script behind him.
Not a big fan of what this brings to the movie. I was hoping this was going to be a solo series with 2 seasons, overshadowed by an assault trial.
Fozzie looks to the sky. There's a crash on top of the Quinjet. Something has landed. Exterior darkened, stormy skies continuous. There seems to be a shadowy figure holding onto the Quinjet. It's Thor Odinson, played here by Bobo the Bear. Interior cockpit Quinjet continuous night. Miss Piggy speeds up as Sam puts his helmet back on. Gonzo tries to get his helmet on, but accidentally puts it on backwards in the chaos. Gonzo fumbles around and pushes a button, opening the ramp.
What are you doing?
Bobo enters. He swats Gonzo away with enough force to flip his helmet right way around. Bobo grabs Fozzie and jumps out of the plane.
And now there's that guy.
Another Bear's Guardian?
According to the reports, that bear's a friendly.
Who cares? If he frees Loki or kills him, the Tesseract's lost.
He won't kill him.
How can you be so sure?
Sam pulls up a giant green screen, the MPAA rating.
PG-13.
Gonzo begins walking to the edge of the ramp.
Stark, we need a plan of attack.
Who's attacking? I want to get that guy's autograph.
Gonzo flies out of the back of the jet and Sam makes for a parachute.
I'd sit this one out if I were you.
Don't see how I can.
These guys came from legend, like Madonna or Cher. They're basically gods.
There's only one god, ma'am, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't dress like that.
Sam opens a pouch in his suit and looks at an old picture of Jim Henson. He then closes the pouch, straps on the chute, and dives out of the plane headfirst. Exterior clifftop night. Bobo and Fozzie crash down on a cliff. Bobo throws Fozzie to the ground.
Where's the almond extract?
What?
The thing, the cube thingy.
The Tesseract?
Yeah, that.
Oh, I missed you, brother.
Do I look to be in a gaming mood?
Fozzie looks up and down, noticing the Call of Duty shirt he wears.
I mean, a little. You should be thanking me. What, with the Bifrost gone, The All-Father must have mustered up a lot of dark magic to conjure you here.
I thought you did.
Were you sad?
Yes! I cried for a week, and Mom told me to man up, so I cried a little more. And then I stubbed my toe, and that was a whole week down the drain. Then her father.
Your father?
We were raised together, hibernated together. Who listened to all your early knock-knock jokes? Me. You remember none of that?
I remember a shadow living in the shade of your greatness.
I can't help it. I'm a full 2 feet taller.
I remember you tossing me into the abyss.
You told me you've never seen it.
I was who and should be king.
Whoa, conceited much?
Well, yes.
Then you missed the truth of ruling, brother. You're supposed to hate it while it's going, but grow to love it with time. You know, like Riverdale.
I've seen a few episodes. Not for me.
You know what? Me either. I just want to watch Jughead.
Well, who doesn't love Jughead?
Right?
But I've grown, seen worlds you've never known about. I have seen the true power of the Tesseract, and when I wield it...
Who showed you this power? Who controls the would-be king?
Oh, that's a decent name for the album of this trip.
You give up the Tesseract and come home right now. Mom's furious.
I don't have it.
Bobo summons his hammer.
You need to the cube to bring me home, but I've sent it off I know not where.
What?
What?
Did you just have a stroke in the middle there? You sent it off you know not where?
That's right.
Listen well, Broheim.
Gonzo flies in, tackling Bobo off the cliff. Fozzie stands waiting.
Master of timing, as always.
Exterior forest seconds later. Bobo and Gonzo crash to the trees to the ground. Gonzo lifts his faceplate.
Well, that seemed a little rude.
Says the guy who just swooped in and took my new friend.
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
I never know what I'm dealing with. Can you fill me in?
Bobo stops for a moment, thinking.
Actually, I'm having some difficulty myself. I know the guy with the horns is bad.
Gonzo pulls out a little notebook and jots that down.
Horns equals bad guy. Got it.
Oh, we're aliens.
Me too. Small galaxy.
Yeah, but we're kind of aliens who look normal. So we're aliens in name only.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Oh, and I've got this hammer.
Bobo tries to show it to Gonzo, but trips, accidentally flinging the hammer through the air into Gonzo's chest. Up above, Fozzie smirks as they squabble below. Fozzie picks up his rubber chicken and starts chatting with him. Bobo stands and shuffles over to Gonzo.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I'm not used to working with props.
Bobo touches Gonzo, but all the shuffling has built up a static charge. As he lays his hands on Gonzo's armor, electricity crackles all over Gonzo.
Whoa!
Power at 400% capacity.
That's great! Now I have enough power for the bouncy house!
Gonzo flies up and grabs Bobo, flying him into the air.
I'm not a big fan of the heights.
Then why are you wearing a cape?
Because it completes the look. It ties the whole ensemble together.
Gonzo tries to hold Bobo back a bit so he can get his own look at the outfit.
I love what you're working with here. The whole Shakespeare in the Park vibe is on point.
Oh, thank you.
Bobo slips from Gonzo's grip and plummets towards the ground. Gonzo manages to grab him, but they both hit the dirt. Bobo stands, hoisting Gonzo up. They both start aggressively trying to brush dirt off of each other.
I'm so sorry. Let me clean you up.
Oh, I insist. This is on me.
They keep going until Sam's shield comes flying through the air and hits both of them in the chest, pushing them back.
Ow.
Ow!
Gentlemen,
Shield bounces back into Sam's grip.
that's enough. Now I don't know what you plan on doing here.
Well, I was going to take you to show. I've heard Cirque du Soleil is beautiful, and then I want to try In-N-Out. Everyone says it's better than Steak and Shake. And my brother seems suspicious, so I figured I'd stop whatever he's planning.
Fozzie peeks over the top of a rock face from above.
I'm not planning anything.
That laugh certainly has me worried.
Oh, what if it's more of a
Less ominous.
Ho ho ho!
Much better.
Sam turns his attention back to Bobo.
I want to believe you, my large Ursus friend, but I need you to put the hammer down.
Yeah, he loves that hat.
Gonzo steps backwards and trips over the hammer, falling to the ground.
Oh, you want to see the hammer? It's quite a cool piece.
Bobo bends down, but his feet reach the hammer before his hands do, and he kicks the hammer along the ground, struggling.
Give me a second here.
Kicks it again.
Try. Just a moment.
Bobo kicks it harder, and the hammer flies through the air, connecting with Sam's shield. When the two connect, there is a loud boom and a flash of light. All three of them are thrown backwards. After a beat, they slowly rise to their feet.
Can I ask you all a question before the fight resumes?
The trio look up and see Rocket Rizzo sitting in a tree.
Have you all seen a big dude carries a hammer?
Sam and Gonzo turn to look at Bobo.
Me?
No, this guy's hammer is bigger than he is.
Are you referring to me in a sequel?
No.
They look at him in confusion. Sam pulls out his script and looks through it.
I think you might be a few movies early.
A true artiste doesn't delay the inevitable. They can play it all out in one movie. Give people what they came to see. It's true now!
Long beat.
I'm gonna go.
They all nod and wave as Rizzo hops away through the trees.
Are we done here?
They look around a large tree as it collapses to the ground.
I'd certainly like to leave before police arrive.
Exterior helicarrier skies, night. The helicarrier flies through the clouds. Interior hall, carrier, continuous. Fozzie is escorted down the halls by a troop of armed guards. He walks past the lab where Kermit is working. Fozzie excitedly looks through the window like a kid looking at Christmas presents in the store window. Kermit removes his glasses and rubs his temple. Interior cylindrical glass cage carrier, continuous. Fozzie is locked in a cylindrical glass cage. Fury walks in and over to a control panel.
In case it's unclear, you try to escape, you so much as scratch that glass.
Fury pushes a button and the floor beneath the cell drops away to nothing, the wind screaming.
Nice view.
30,000 feet straight down in a steel trap. You get how that works?
Pushes a panel and closes the floor. He gestures to Fozzie in the panel.
Bear trap.
It's an impressive cage. Not built, I think, for me.
Built for something a lot stronger than me.
Oh, I've heard.
Fozzie turns and looks up at a camera hanging from the ceiling. Interior conference table, bridge, carrier, continuous. On the glass table, a monitor is up. Fozzie fills the screen. As Fozzie talks, Miss Piggy casts a look at Kermit, who's lingering on the edge of the room. He's scrunching a little bit.
A mindless frog who makes play he's still an entertainer.
Bobo is distracted by a butterfly.
How desperate are you that you call on such lost creatures to defend you? I'm surprised you haven't called in Steve Guttenberg and Steven Seagal.
I might be desperate, but not that desperate.
Miss Piggy looks up and Steve Guttenberg and Steven Seagal lower their heads and trudge out of the room.
Sorry.
Interior cylindrical glass cage carrier, continuous. Fury moves towards the cage.
You threaten my world with war, you seal a force you can't hope to control. You talk about peace and you joke because it's fun. You have made me very desperate. You might not be glad you did.
Ooh, it burns you to have come so close, to have the franchise all to yourself, to have power, unlimited power, and for what?
Interior bridge carrier, continuous. Janice watches Fozzie on the monitor.
A warm franchise for all mankind to share.
Interior cylindrical glass cage carrier, continuous. Fozzie faces Fury again before holding up a newspaper. The headline reads, Paramount sells Marvel to Disney.
And then to be reminded what real power is.
Fury smiles.
Well, let me know if Real Power wants a magazine or something.
Do you have the latest issue of Spudman? Or how about miniature donkey talk?
Here he simply exits. Interior conference table bridge carrier continuous. The monitor on Sam's side of the table turns off. Sam looks up.
He grabs on you, doesn't he?
I'd be shocked if anyone remembers him after this movie. No way they would drag his story out for 3 more movies and 2 seasons TV spinoff. Thor, what's his play?
Bobo looks away from the butterfly.
I'm sorry, what? His play?
Yes, what's his play?
Oh, it was called Thor. Dummy Thor. It got decent reviews in the Berserk Gazette, although it did a number on my reputation.
Not that kind of play.
It's a one-man show?
What is he doing here?
All right.
Bobo pulls out his script, reading carefully.
He has an army called the Chitari. Well, how about that? They're not of Bearsguard nor any world known. He means to lead them against your people. They will win him the earth in return for the Tesseract.
Correct.
Right, that.
So what you're saying is, he's got an army from outer space?
It appears he's building a portal. Fucking voice. That's what he needs Scooter for.
Scoots?
It's an astrophysicist, stage manager.
And a friend. I love that guy.
That bear has them under some kind of spell, along with one of ours.
I'd like to know why Loki let us bring him in. He's not topping the bill from a cell.
We should be focusing on Loki. The guy's brain is a bag full of cats. You can smell it from here.
Beauregard, the janitor, slings a large bag full of cats over his shoulder.
I'm trying to take it out, but the cats keep scratching.
The bag tears open and Beauregard is swarmed with angry cats.
I know he's plotting to take over the world, but have care how you speak. Loki's beyond reason, but he's a Bearsguard. He's my brother.
For 2 days.
That many? Oh, that's not good at all. Forget I said anything.
The mechanics, the mansion they broke into. Why did they do that?
Gonzo and Swedish chef walk in.
To keep the party going. Look, I'm just saying. Look, take the weekend. We can all fly out to Portland. Do a double date. Keep love alive.
Swedish chef peels off as Gonzo heads over to Bobo.
That mansion is the biggest party hub in the world. If you have them behind your show, you aren't closing up shop until you're ready to close up shop.
Gonzo pats Bobo on the shoulder.
No hard feelings, Point Break.
Bobo gives Gonzo a look as Gonzo walks to the control panel. Gonzo stands at the controls for a moment, then casually pulls out a pirate hat and slips it onto his head.
Raise the mizzenmast! Ship the topsails!
Personnel look at him strangely. Gonzo glances at one of them.
Are you playing Galaga? Oh, that's cool! I got next game!
As Gonzo stands at the controls, he slides an eye patch over his eye. Gonzo tries to push a button on the console, but misses it entirely, falling onto his face.
How does Fury even say these?
He turns.
That sounds exhausting!
Gonzo begins messing with the screen, sticking a small piece of metal to the underside of the desk.
The rest of the...
Clink. The piece of metal falls to the floor with a clink. Gonzo quickly tries to put it back suddenly.
The rest of the raw...
Clink. Gonzo tries once again to reattach it.
The raw materials! The shrimp!
Clink. Gonzo sighs and pulls out a roll of duct tape.
They just need enough energy to kickstart the cube!
Like, when did you become an expert in thermonuclear astrophysics?
Last night.
The entire console is now wrapped in duct tape, just trying to hold that piece in place.
Selvig's notes. Am I the only one who did the reading?
There was reading?
Clink. The piece falls again. Janice walks over and picks it up as Gonzo plays innocent.
Does Loki need a particular kind of power source?
Well, he'd have to heat the cube to 120 million Kelvin just to break through the cold, Bear.
Unless Selvig has figured out how to stabilize the sassafras wobbly D effect.
Well, if he could do that, he just needs to achieve the Horberg competency.
Finally, someone who speaks English.
Is that what that was?
Gonzo steps over to Kermit and shakes his hand.
It's so nice to meet you, Dr. Banner. Your work in banjo-acoustic vibration theory is unparalleled. And I'm a huge fan of the way you lose control and turn into a hopping mad rage monster.
Thanks. I've been working on hopping the hopping mad part.
That must be tricky.
Why?
Well, the frog.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Fury enters.
Dr. Banner is only here to track the cube.
Oh man, no rage monster?
Hell no. You know how expensive this set is?
A third of the budget of this movie?
Try half.
Oh wow.
I was hoping you'd join him in the research.
I'd forget the cube and start with the chicken he's carrying. It seemed magical, but works a lot like a Hydra weapon.
I don't know about that, but it is powered by the cube, and I'd love to know how Loki used it to turn two of the sharpest men I know into his personal flying monkeys.
Monkeys fly here? What kind of horrific world is this?
What? No, it's a reference.
To what? Nightmares? I do not understand.
I do.
The room goes instantly silent as they all stare at Sam.
I've watched every episode of Once Upon a Time.
What was that, Janice?
I think it's frozen.
Really?
Indeed. I thought they jumped the shark with introducing Elsa and Anna, though.
Fury leans down and whispers into Sam's ear.
Oh, Disney is paying for this movie, right?
Once Upon a Time never jumped the shark and should have continued for 10 more seasons.
Gonzo turns back to Kermit.
Shall we play, Doctor?
No. No offense, but I'd rather not play doctor with you.
That's fair. How about we just go play in the lab instead?
That works for me. This way.
To walk off, the Galaga player looks back to his console and is quickly overwhelmed. As he loses the game, his whole console explodes in his face. Interior Wishbone Lab, Carrier, Night. Gonzo sits in the middle of the floor, putting together a large Lego set as Kermit scans Fozzie's chicken with a device.
Gamma readings are definitely consistent with Selvig's reports. It's gonna take weeks to process.
Then we shouldn't have a problem finishing this set. 8,000 pieces!
Kermit looks from the chicken to Gonzo.
Unless we bypass the mainframe and cut a direct route to 20 pages from now.
I'm a little more patient than that.
Suit yourself.
Gonzo stands.
You know, you could come by Gon's Tower sometime. Top 10 floors, all R&D. You'd love it. It's a candy land.
Do you have a swamp?
We just got approval for a pool. That's like a swamp. We just won't clean it till you arrive.
Thanks, but last time I was in New York, I kind of took Manhattan.
Well, I promise a stress-free environment. No tension. No surprises.
Gonzo picks up a taser, zaps it, and shocks Kermit, sending him across the room. After a beat, Kermit sits up.
Hey!
Wow, nothing?
Sam enters the lab, still wearing his uniform.
Are you certifiable?
What?
Nuts!
Oh, without a doubt.
Gonzo looks back to Kermit.
You really have a lid on it, don't you? What's your secret? Mellow banjo, bongos with McConaughey? Huge bag of...
Is everything a joke to you?
Marshmallows. I was gonna say huge bag of marshmallows. And sure, I love jokes. You got any good ones?
Threatening the safety of everyone on this ship isn't funny.
Neither was that joke.
No offense, Doc.
It's all right. I wouldn't have come aboard if I couldn't handle zappy things.
You're tiptoeing. You should strut your stuff.
And you should be more focused on the problem, Mr. Stark.
Who says I'm not? Why did Fury call us in?
Because it's time for the Teat Mum movie.
But why now? Why not before? What isn't he telling us?
Fury walks by the lab on the phone, not breaking pace.
Oh, Carol, I don't think we need you on this. We don't want it to be too easy. How are the Firkins? Do you know what food?
What variables don't we have?
Why are you sure it's Fury hiding something?
Fury leans his head in.
Can you keep it down in here? I'm trying to keep secrets over here.
You got it, dude.
Fury goes back to his phone call.
He's a spy, Captain. Like spy versus spy. His secrets have secrets.
Gonzo gestures to Kermit.
It's bugging him too, isn't it?
Well, I just don't want to get too involved. I just want to finish my work and,
Doctor!
a warm franchise for all mankind. Lucas jab at Fury at the Cube.
Yes, I was in that scene.
I think it was meant for him.
Kermit gestures to Gonzo.
Even if Barton didn't tell Loki about the tower, it's still all over the news.
The Gons Tower. That big, ugly...
Gonzo gives him a look.
Building in New York.
It's powered by a fire reactor. A sustained kinetic energy. That building will run itself for what? A year?
Well, that's just the prototype. I'm kind of the only name in clean comedy right now. No canceling the Gons man.
So why didn't S.H.I.E.L.D. bring him in? They've got all these problems. They could bring an expert. Why are they even in the comedy business?
I should probably look into that as soon as my super secret decryption program finishes breaking into all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s secure files.
I'm sorry, did you say...
80s robot's been running it since I hit the bridge. Listen.
Gonzo pulls out an earpiece and the room is filled with a loud internet dial-up sound.
In a few hours, I'll know every dirty secret S.H.I.E.L.D. has ever tried to hide.
You seem quite nosy.
Well, that feels like a slur.
What? No, not like that.
Well, how then? I'm the only one with a nose like this.
I mean, you're poking through everything.
Oh, now I get it. Yeah, I am super nosy.
Yet you're confused why they didn't want you around.
An intelligence agency that fears intelligence? Historically? I think that's how the Salem witch trials happened.
I think Loki's just trying to wind us up. This is a bear who means to run the show, and if we don't stay focused, he'll succeed. We all agree we work better as a group than as solo acts.
Kermit and Gonzo nod.
We have orders. We should follow them.
Following's not really my style.
And you're all about style, aren't you?
Sam looks back at Gonzo, who stands in the middle of fashion designers working on his outfit.
Look, someone's gonna make an impact on the fashion industry. By the way, who designed your spangly suit? Big fan.
Sam, tell me none of this smells a little funky to you.
Ah, like blue cheese and Hemsworth musk.
Just find the cube.
Sam exits the lab, pauses and turns, walking off in another direction.
That's the bird my dad never shut up about? I see the
But
hype.
he's not. Yeah, but he's not wrong about Loki. He does have the jump on us.
Look, I do my best work when someone's on top of me.
Kermit stares at him for a moment.
Did that sound differently in your head?
Nope, came out right. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm looking up to suiting up with the rest of us. I'm looking up to you suiting up with the rest of us.
Oh, I don't think I'll be doing that.
Oh, I read your file. That level of gamma, loads of franchise potential. A live action show, 2 animated series, and 2 solo movies at least.
So what? You're saying that the Hulk, the other guy,
has brought you here for the big leagues.
I doubt it.
But we'll find out.
You may not like it.
But I like everything.
Interior storage room carrier early dawn. Sam forces open the entrance to a storage room. He walks in and jumps clumsily up to a catwalk above. As soon as Lucky checks the doctor view, enter interior bridge carrier continuous. Swedish chef shows Bobo an image of Natalie Portman on an iPad. Perfect Miss Portman. We got an excellent franchise and the servers. She was asked to consult the affairs early yesterday. Handsome affair, private apparently, looking for them, very remote. Should be safe. Bobo looks at Swedish chef for a long beat.
Got a beautiful speaking voice. Do you know that? The way it just flows beautifully. It's like poetry. Completely unintelligible poetry.
Swedish chef and Bobo begin walking through the bridge. You changed everything around here.
Well, I don't know if I changed all that much. If anything, we just barreled through like Balderdash.
Like what?
Balderdash? Board game created in the 80s. Make up definitions to words and phrases, make a big splash in the home gaming market, and they never really went away. You ever played?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, you should try it. You learn a lot about your friends when someone throws out a really dark definition and you realize they need a hug.
Bobo walks over to a large window.
When I first came to Earth, I was the one that needed a hug. Loki's brotherly rage followed me here, and your people paid the price. And I always order 4 entrees.
Now you got Utter to split the bill. You think you can make Loki tell us where the Tesseract is?
I couldn't get him to tell me what he wanted for his birthday our entire lives, so I don't think I'm the bear for the job. He's not craving vengeance, he craves an audience.
Not want an audience doesn't mean they should get one.
What are you asking me to do?
I'm asking, what are you prepared to do?
I draw the line at flossing on camera. The dancing. My body can't process the machinations of that dance. But Loki is a prisoner here. You have nothing to worry about.
He's a prisoner. Why do I feel like he's the only one on this boat who wants to be here?
Muppet rushes past them and pukes over the side.
Okay, that one I get.
Interior cylindrical glass cage carrier dawn. Fozzie paces around the cell as Piggy walks in.
It gets all up in your business. Oh, that's a good one. I gotta write that down.
Fozzie scribbles pepper on the glass wall in marker. He turns and sees Piggy, causing him to jump and crash into a stack of papers behind him.
Oh, you're good. There's not many people that can sneak up on me.
You've been expecting me.
Of course.
I want you to know. I want to know what you've done to Agent Barton,
A shrimp?
the King Prawn.
You might say I've expanded his mind.
He didn't have much of a mind to begin with.
You're telling me.
So once you've won, when you're king of Netflix, what happens to his mind?
Is this love? For the prawn?
Ew! How dare you!
He's not that bad. I mean, a little too horny for the kids' picture, but that's why I keep a spray bottle handy.
That's even grosser to think about.
What will you do if I vow to spare him?
Hopefully not think of why you need the spray bottle. Certainly not gonna let you out.
Oh, come on. The show is going to be so much fun.
Not that fun. Just let him go.
I like this. Your world in the balance and you bargain for one prawn? Sure sounds like love to me.
Don't make me. I have bread in my ledger and I'd like to wipe it out. It clashes with all my other outfits.
Can you really wipe out that much red? It's such a powerful color. Didn't you need that color with Sao Paulo? The hospital fire? Barton told me a lot. How your only Hams page failed. The late night show? Muppets Now?
Interior Wishbone Lab Carrier Continuous. Kermit and Gonzo stare at a screen that reads Access Denied. Gonzo turns back to a game of Galaga.
You perform and bomb in the service of executives?
Interior Bridge Carrier Continuous. Janice saunters over to a SHIELD agent's computer. The screen is covered with pop-up windows. One of the windows flashes virus detected. Fury walks over to them looking annoyed.
Creatives who don't know a thing about creating.
Interior Storage Room Carrier Continuous. Sam opens a container filled with Blu-rays and action figures.
All they care about is building a franchise, then watching it eat itself. Just look at the Dark Universe.
Interior Cylindrical Glass Cage Carrier Continuous. Fozzie rushes towards Piggy but can't quite see the glass wall of the cage and slams face first into it. After a beat, he pops up and looks at her.
Oh, I won't touch Barton. Not until I make him heckle you. Slowly, deliberately, in every way he knows will tank your act. And then he'll wait just long enough to see his good work.
Piggy turns away from Fozzie.
And when he realizes, then I'll give him his own show. But one that's destined to tank and ruin his solo career. Or worse, make him more popular and loved than you.
Piggy sobs, her head hangs low.
No, you brought the monster. I'm just a bear.
Miss Piggy lifts her head and turns to face Fozzie, no tears present.
So, Banner, what's your plan?
What?
Miss Piggy turns to leave the room.
Logan means to unleash the Hulk. Keep Banner in the lab.
She stops and faces Fozzie.
Thank you for your cooperation. And that is what you call acting.
Miss Piggy tosses a boa over her shoulder, bows deeply, and swaggers out of the room. Interior Wishbone Lab Carrier. Fury enters.
What the? Are you doing, Mr. Stark?
Hang out, making a good science, bro. How about you?
You're supposed to be looking. You're supposed to be locating the cube.
We are! The model's running now. We should get a location within a half a mile.
And you'll get your collectible back. No muss, no fuss. But, what's phase 2?
Sam enters and slams a large pile of action figures onto the table like Ant-Man, Star-Lord, and Black Panther.
Phase 2 is S.H.I.E.L.D. forcing ahead with the franchise. Sorry, you were taking too long.
I was just about to hit a button. You beat me there by 1 second.
We gather everything related to the Tesseract. This does not mean we're playing that far ahead.
I'm sorry, Nick. What were you untruthing?
Gonzo turns the screen around and shows Fury a trailer for Avengers Age of Ultron.
I was wrong, Director. Looks like the industry hasn't changed much after all.
Bobo and Miss Piggy enter. Kermit looks up to her.
Did you know about this?
I think you need a piece out of your doctor.
I was in Calcutta. I was pretty pieced out.
Loki is manipulating you.
And how is that different from what you've been doing?
You didn't come here because I batted my eyelashes at you.
I mean, I did a little bit, but I'm also not leaving now because you're getting twitchy. I'd like to know why S.H.I.E.L.D. is using a cube to build a possibly destructive franchise.
Because of him.
Me? What did I do? I thought we were having a good time here.
Last year, a visitor from another planet came here and had a grudge match that leveled a small town.
A visitor from another planet? You have aliens here?
You're the alien.
What?
I thought I was the alien.
Now, in this movie, you're not. When this bear came down, we learned we are hopelessly, hilariously outgunned.
But my people want nothing but peace.
But you're not the only bears out there, are you? There are audiences that want a little of everything. Some want war, drama, some want heist movies, some want talking raccoons. The world is filling up with weirdos with weird tastes, and we have to control the narrative.
Like you want to control the cube.
There's no controlling the story. We're all our own individual characters that don't go well together. We aren't some higher form of media.
A higher form?
You forced our hand. We had to come up with some
Bigger and better franchises? Because that always leaves the film landscape intact.
Everyone starts getting hostile with each other.
Remind me how many movies you've been the lead of, motherfucker.
I'm sure if Stark still starred in solo movies, he would be neck deep.
Wait, how is this about me?
I'm sorry, isn't everything?
I can't help it if I'm the only blue looker we have in the cast.
I thought whatever were supposed to be more involved in this.
Everyone argues over each other.
That's a rude accusation.
Excuse me, did we come to your planet and blow stuff up?
Your champion did that.
He's not my champion.
It's really dumb. S.H.I.E.L.D. monitors potential franchises.
Are they Fast and Furious?
Hmm.
Patriotic Bird is on the franchise list.
Good stuff. No one's giving the Green Boy a franchise.
As they argue over one another, the chicken scepter begins glowing strongly.
We birdies on the
I swear to
See
Washington.
above or below the angry
One
bees.
more crack.
Look who's cracking.
Great.
I think you're totally worth the
Balls,
franchise.
baby.
The boss maybe can get one. What was that, Sam?
I said respect the boss, baby.
But I don't respect Netflix.
I don't think a franchise. That's a good character.
Ask Universe.
Interior Barton's jet continuous. On a screen in the jet is Fozzie's chicken. Men bustle around the ship as Pepe struggles to ready his bow. Or his bow.
Transport 6550. Please relay your form code. We've got you on the scanner, but nothing in the log, and they're a bit too busy at the moment for any unplanned assaults. You're not here to attack us, are you?
Oh, no, of course it's not. We just are coming on board to throw a nice party, okay?
Oh, I like parties.
Interior Wishbone Lab carrier continuous.
This sounds like nothing but chaos.
Isn't that his MO? We're not a franchise, we're entertainers, man.
You need to step away.
Why shouldn't he let off some steam?
You know damn well why.
Is it the whole rage monster thing? Because that sounds really fun to me.
Of course it does. Little whatever in a suit of armor. Take that off and what are you?
Naked.
No offense, but I've known entertainers worth 10 of you. I've seen that footage. All you do is fire yourself out of a cannon, but there's no variety. You're not the one to integrate well into a group number.
What act isn't better with a cannon?
One trick pony.
Oh, how is Esther?
What?
Esther, the one-trick pony. And what a trick it is.
A beat.
What's the trick?
If you have to ask, you can't handle it.
Cam flusters.
And that's why you're here. You're the straight man. Everything special about you has been perfected by Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman walks by the doorway and stops.
Seems a little hurtful.
Interior Barton's jet continuous. The ramp opens and Pepe knocks an arrow, takes aim, and lets it loose. The wind from the open ramp blows the arrow back into Pepe's face.
Oh, jeez.
Pepe grabs the arrow and walks it to the edge of the ramps.
Those are better things.
Pepe throws the arrow off the ramp. The wind catches it and it flies into the carrier's engine. Interior Wishbone Lab carrier, Sam smirks.
Put on the suit, young man. Let's go a few rounds.
I know we're in the middle of something, but I'd totally watch a whole movie of you two fighting.
Yeah, this is a team.
A screen next to them crackles to life. Rizzo and Thog appear on screen.
Come in, Muppet Bags. This is Rizzo, coming to you from the big giant head. Any of you guys seen a big shiny purple rock?
They all stop and look at him confused.
I'm too early again, aren't I?
Here.
A long beat. Rizzo looks up at Thog, who is almost shaking with fear.
Say the line.
Another long beat. Thog inhales, then stops to review his script, takes a deep breath, and looks into the camera.
I am Thog.
All right. Well, thanks for that.
As Piggy walks over and turns off the monitor.
Agent Oitmanoff, would you like to escort Dr. Banner to?
Back to scene. Yes, please.
Oitmanoff, can you take Dr. Banner?
Back to my room, or is it the bear currently using it?
I'm currently in this room.
The other bear.
You have another bear here?
Your brother?
All right, carry on.
The cell was just.
In case what? In case I needed a place to live because I'm living in my car?
Stops. Everyone is staring at him.
God, all right, Disney wasn't giving us a chance other than guest cameos and things like Best in Snow. So I got the old theater to try to buy our rights. So I sold the old theater to try back our fucking hair. But then Disney raised the price. So I started just helping people where I could, and a little soft shoe here, and I just raising enough money to buy back my baby show. And then the franchise. You want to know my secret? You want to know how I stay so cold?
Everyone is watching Kermit. Fury and Piggy reach for their guns.
Dr. Banner, can you please put down the chicken?
Kermit looks down, surprised to see the chicken scepter in his hand. Computer behind him pings.
Tesseract found.
Kermit puts the chicken back on the table and walks over to the screen.
Sorry, folks, you don't just get to see this party trick just yet.
We found the thing?
I can get there fastest.
Gonzo starts to run out, but Sam stops him.
You're not going alone.
You gonna stop me?
Put on the suit. I'd be happy to.
I'm not afraid to hit an old bird.
Bring it on, and put on the suit.
Kermit turns and sees something on the monitor.
Oh my, Henson!
Interior Barton's jet continuous. Pepe hits a button on his bow. The arrowhead explodes with foam, choking the engines. The engine explodes. Interior Wishbone Lab carrier continuous. Everyone in the lab is sent flying in different directions. Fury flies across the room, crashing into Bobo's stomach. Sam and Gonzo fly against the window on the door, faces flattening. Kermit and Piggy get blown out into the lower equipment room. Interior helicarrier continuous. Chaos erupts as Muppets and humans scramble all over the facility. Interior Wishbone Lab carrier continuous. Sam and Gonzo scramble to their feet.
Put on the suit.
You betcha.
Sam and Gonzo run from the lab. Interior bridge carrier continuous. Fury rushes in, seeing Janice standing in her command area. Music is lightly drifting through the background. She turns to face him.
So I don't want to panic you, but we're falling out of the sky.
I've been in worse situations. At least there's no snakes up here.
Snake Muppet looks up from his command position.
That seems a little racist.
We're outside to patch that engine. You copy that, Stark?
I'm going as fast as I can.
Go faster. Orgmanoff.
Interior lower equipment room carrier continuous. Miss Piggy's leg is trapped under a very large pipe. She looks around the room and sees Kermit making very jumpy movements.
Dial it back, Fury. You okay there, Benny?
Kermit's face scrunches and contorts, falling out of Piggy's sight. Kermit roars, his voice changing slowly. The music builds as Piggy looks around.
All the good men gone, and where are all the gods?
Roar, crash.
Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising odds?
A wall breaks apart next to Piggy.
Isn't there a white knight upon a fiery steed? Late at night I toss and I turn, and I dream of what I need.
She takes off running as the room shatters around her. Interior bridge carrier same. Fury and Janice move around the bridge.
Need the heroes. I'm holding out for a hero to the end of the night.
Fury starts firing off shots at attacking Muppets.
He's gotta be strong, and he's gotta be fast, and he's gotta be fresh from the fight.
Exterior helicarrier skies same. Iron Schnoz stands at a large electronic panel as Sam bustles across the catwalks.
I've got to reverse the polarity of the neutron flow in order to maintain our current altitude and avoid plumbing out of the...
Speak English!
Start ship or go boom!
Go boom! Not on my watch!
A soldier comes rushing in to fight Sam as Iron Schnoz works.
I need a hero! I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light! He's gotta be sure and he's gotta be soon and it's gotta be larger than life! Larger than life!
Interior lower equipment room carrier same. Piggy gets to her feet and starts running from the oncoming destruction.
Somewhere after midnight in the wildest fantasy, somewhere just beyond my reach, there's someone reaching back for me.
As the chaos draws closer, suddenly Bobo comes flying through, tackling a large unseen shape through a wall.
Pressing on the thunder and rising with the heat is gonna take a Superman to sweep him off his feet, yeah!
Interior hall carrier same. Swedish chef stumbles through the halls as everyone rushes towards the holding cells.
I'm Bond, heading towards the descent level. Does anyone copy?
Interior lower equipment room carrier same. Miss Piggy slowly rises from a small pile of debris. Interior helicarrier flight deck same. Bobo comes crashing through the wall and clatters to the floor.
Ah, I gotta talk to my agent. I know I said I wanted to do an action movie, but that doesn't mean I want to do my own stunts.
An unseen hand grabs Bobo and drags him out of sight. A fighter jet comes flying over to look at the fight.
Wow, what a fight! Can you imagine not being able to see this thing? I guess half the budget is going to this thing. Oh no.
A large piece of rubble comes flying through the air and hits the jet, knocking it from the sky. Interior helicarrier catwalk same. Pepe is walking along the catwalks.
I am the hero. I am holding out for a hero to the end of the night. I'm gonna be strong and I'm gonna be fast and I'm gonna be fresh on the fight, okay?
Miss Piggy lands on the catwalk in front of him. They begin fighting.
After a hero till the morning light, I gotta be sure and I gotta be soon and I gotta be large in the night.
The fight escalates. Interior cylindrical glass cage carrier. Bobo walks into the chamber and sees the door to Fozzie's cell opening. Bobo charges towards him.
I need a hero, holding out for a hero till the end of the night.
Bobo flies right through Fozzie's illusion as the door to the cell is closed behind him. Fozzie steps into view.
April Fools!
It's August!
Exterior helicarrier skies. Gonzo and Sam struggle to keep the ship in the air.
I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night. He's got to be strong, and he's got to be fast, and he's got to be fresh from the fight.
Gonzo flies among the rotors of the engine.
I need a hero! I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure, and it's gotta be soon, and he's gotta be larger than life.
Interior cylindrical glass cage carrier, same. Bobo hits the cage with his hammer, cracking the wall.
The humans think us immortal. Shall we test that?
I'm a terrible test taker.
Can I interest you in extra credit?
Swedish chef suddenly appears, wielding a large prototype weapon with a large testing sign hanging off the barrel. For Ivy, please. Fozzie steps away from the control panel. Do you look at this? We started working on the prototype after you seen the destroyer. If I don't know what it does, do you want to find out? Swedish chef's attention is completely focused on what turns out to be a cardboard cutout of Fozzie. The real fat Fozzie taps Swedish chef on the shoulder. Chef turns and is stabbed by Fozzie's scepter.
No!
Swedish chef falls as Fozzie walks over to the panel.
Don't you dare!
Fozzie pushes a button and the whole cell drops to the floor.
You suck!
Interior helicarrier catwalk, same. Pepe is gaining the upper hand until Miss Piggy stops and looks up at Pepe.
One more try.
Can I give my friend your number?
Friend, is she cute? Because I only did the cute ones, okay?
Miss Piggy slams Pepe's head into a railing. He stops and shakes his head.
Natasha?
Miss Piggy then runs Pepe over with a snowplow. After a beat, Pepe pops back up.
Okay.
He collapses to the ground. Exterior skies moments later. The cell is still dropping, flipping end over end.
This is not pleasant.
The ground is rapidly approaching.
Oh, this is gonna smart.
The cell slams into the ground. A beat.
Ow.
Interior empty detention room carrier, same. Swedish chef is slumped on the floor as Fozzie turns to him. You're going to lose, sir.
I'm going to what?
Lose, sir.
One more time.
Lose, sir.
Lose? That's rude.
It's in your nature.
But how? Your heroes are scattered and you're falling out of the sky. Where's my disadvantage?
You lack conviction.
I'm nothing if not committed to the...
Swedish chef fires the weapon in his hands, blasting Fozzie through the wall. So that's what it is. Burp, burp. Exterior helicarrier, skies, same. Iron Schnoz races around the turbine, restarting the engine.
I need a hero! I'm holding out for a hero till the end of the night! He's gotta be strong, and he's gotta be fast, and he's gotta be fresh from the fight!
Turbine starts up and hits Gonzo in the back.
Uh-oh.
Iron Schnoz is spun wildly into the blades and is spit out right into the soldier fighting with Sam.
I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero till the morning light. He's gotta be sure, and it's gotta be soon, and he's gotta be larger than life.
Sam and Iron Schnoz look up to see a jet taking off, Fozzie waving from the back door.
Hassenpfeffer.
Interior empty detention room carrier. Swedish chef sits slumped on the floor as Fury runs in. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero to the difference in it. Fury kneels by Swedish chef's side. I'm sorry, boss. Would you like us some ribbon?
Hey, wait. Eyes on me.
But you only have Sir one, sir, boss.
You're not going anywhere, motherfucker.
It's okay, boss. This was never gonna work. If they didn't have something to work. His breathing stops and Fury stands to let the medical team through. Interior bridge carrier continuous. Janice is having a head wound looked at.
Agent Coulson is down.
Around the ship, our heroes listen silently. Interior conference table, bridge, carrier, day. Sam, Gonzo, and Fury are gathered at a table. Janice stands to the side as Fury dumps a set of Swedish chef branded knives onto the table.
These are one of Coulson's jackets. Guess he never got you to sign them.
Sam averts his gaze.
We're dead up here. Communications with the network, locations on the cube, Banner, Thor. Right now, the Willow relaunch has more movement than we do.
Didn't that get disappeared?
Right as always, Stark. We were building a franchise for phase 2, but it's hard to put all of my chips on that number because the first hand of cards is still being played. The idea was to bring together a group of remarkable performers, see if they could work together, but we needed to play the shows we couldn't handle. Coulson died believing in that idea. And show is an old-fashioned notion.
Interior abandoned warehouse, same. Kermit wakes up in a hole in the middle of a pile of rubble. Character actor Mark Ruffalo stands over him.
Fell out of the sky.
Did I hurt anyone?
I don't think so. Although there are a few pigeons who were less than thrilled when you came crashing through.
They look over to see a trio of pigeons who flip them off.
Lucky it wasn't worse.
Ruffalo tosses Kermit a small pair of pants.
Thought you might want these.
Thanks.
Are you an alien?
What?
From outer space. An alien.
Just because I'm green?
No, because you smashed through the ceiling and now we're just chatting.
Oh. Well, no.
Well then, Frog, you got a condition.
Ruffalo sits back on the rubble.
You got somewhere to go?
I've got an idea, but I can go where I know where I can do the most good, but it's also where I can do the most harm.
Well, that's no different than anyone else.
Ruffalo helps Kermit out of the hole and gestures towards an old motorcycle.
You ride somewhere?
I don't know which way to go.
Mine's already made up. Soon, the rest of you will follow.
Interior sickbay, carrier, day. Pepe is strapped to a hospital bed. Miss Piggy sits next to him.
You'll be alright. Quit whining.
You know that? How do you know that, okay? Have you ever had someone take out your brains and play, okay? It's not fun!
But you're back.
Why, though?
I hit you really hard. I can always do it again if you're not feeling 100%.
Peggy winds up to deliver a karate chop.
No, I'm okay, okay?
Beat.
He gets away.
Don't suppose you know where.
I didn't read that far ahead. I prefer to live on the current page.
Gotta stop him.
Yeah, who's we, okay?
Whoever's left.
Don't sound like there's a lot of us.
But there's enough to make a stand.
Interior empty detention room, carrier, day. Gonzo stands over where the glass cage used to be. Sam enters the room.
Was he married?
Yeah, somebody tells me the dating scene was hard enough with his accent.
He seemed like a good man.
He's a terrible chef.
That seems harsh. To attack the man's livelihood.
What livelihood? He was working as a spy when he should have been in the kitchen.
But I thought you said he was terrible.
He was. Better a terrible chef than a dead spy. Look, I'm not marching to Fury's Fife, mostly because I've never heard a fife before.
Neither have I. But we have to deal with Loki. He needs a power source to put on his show. If we can.
Gonzo looks at a small pile of fluff on the floor, all that remains of Swedish Chef.
He made it personal.
I don't see why that matters.
Because that's the point. He hit us right where we live. Why?
To set up a spinoff?
He knows he has to take us out to win, right? That's what he wants. He wants to beat us. He wants to be seen doing it. It's his opening act. And Loki, he's a full tilt diva. He doesn't just want us to outshine him. He wants to put us in our place, take his rightful place center stage with a name all over the marquee. Oh, son of a Hanson.
Exterior Gons Tower rooftop, day. Scooter is setting up the device to open the portal. Interior sickbay, carrier, continuous. Sam walks into Pepe's room.
Time to go.
We got eyes on the bear?
Sam looks at Pepe.
Suit up. We live in 6 shots.
Series of shots. A. Bobo stretches in a field and picks up Molnir. B. Sam straps his shield to his back and salutes a photo of Mr. Rogers. C. Pepe puts on a quiver so full of arrows he falls over. D. Miss Piggy powers up her gauntlets, which light up the whole uniform. She stops and poses for a quick photo shoot. E. Gonzo is in a workshop, making repairs to his helmet. It sparks and he starts smacking it with a hammer over and over. A beat, more sparks, another hit. The eyes of the helmet light up. F. Kermit putters down the street on a barely functioning scooter. End series of shots. Interior Quinjet continuous. Sam, Pepe, and Piggy walk onto the jet.
Hey, you aren't authorized to be in here.
And you aren't authorized to speak more than one line. We simply don't have the budget.
The engineer inhales.
Just don't.
Interior air deck, bridge, carrier, day. Fury is sliding Swedish chef's cutlery set into a knife block.
Sir?
Agent Hill?
Those knives are Gordon Ramsay's, not Colson's.
Fury pulls the Swedish chef stickers off the blade, confirming Janice's suspicion.
They needed to push.
He sees the Quinjet and Iron Schnoz takes off towards the city.
Unauthorized departure from Bay 6.
They found it. Get our cons back up. We're not going to want to miss this.
Exterior New York City skyline day. Iron Schnoz flies towards Gon's tower, his suit barely holding power. Scooter stands on the roof with the device.
Sir, I've turned off the modem, but the device is already self-sustaining.
Shut it down, Dr. Selvig.
It's too late. It can't be stopped now. A whole new universe is coming through.
Okay.
Iron Schnoz fires at the Tesseract, but it deflects the blast outwards, knocking Scooter out.
The barrier is pure energy. It's unbreachable.
I hadn't noticed.
Iron Schnoz looks down to see Fozzie on platform outside the penthouse.
Sir, the Mark 7 is not ready for deployment.
Well, then skip the built-in minibar in the back patio. We're on the clock.
Gonzo lands and his suit is deconstructed around him as he walks towards Fozzie. Interior penthouse, Gon's tower, continuous. Inside, Fozzie walks forward as Gonzo goes behind the bar.
Please tell me you aren't here to harsh my vibe before I go on stage.
Oh, I'm a better hype man.
I'm as hyped as can be.
Drink? No? Well, I'm having one.
Gonzo starts making himself a milkshake.
The Chitauri are coming to set the stage. What have I to fear?
The Avengers. That's what we call ourselves. Sort of like a team. Earth's mightiest franchise type of thing.
We've met.
It takes us a while to get past the bumbling stage. Fair point. But let's see, who do we have? Your brother, the massive bear. The bird who's registered to vote. A frog with breathtaking banjo playing skills. A mean karate chop, a horny prawn, and you, big guy, have managed to upset every single one of them.
That was the plan.
Gonzo slips on a small bracelet and walks towards Fozzie.
Not a great plan. Look, when they got their act together, they'll come for you.
I have an audience.
We have a frog.
I thought he'd wandered off.
I don't think you read beyond your part of the script. There's no way you come out of this on top. Because maybe you play your show, and maybe it's too much for us, but it's all on you. Because if we can't entertain the Earth, you can be sure we'll avenge it.
Idle drop. Nice.
Fozzie walks over and points his rubber chicken.
But how will your friends have time for me when they're so busy with you?
Fozzie places his chicken on Gonzo's chest.
Did you hear the one about the pony and the choir? This usually works.
Fozzie taps Gonzo again with the chicken.
What about the pony?
Fozzie just grabs Gonzo.
Maybe I'll just jump to the violets.
80s robot deploy!
The room is filled with a modem sound as Fozzie throws Gonzo out the open window. Exterior Gon's Tower continuous. Behind Fozzie, the Mark 7 suit goes rocketing past and out after Gonzo. It locks onto the bracelet and snaps around Gonzo, encasing him in the new suit. Iron Schnoz flies back up to look at Fozzie.
And there's one other person you upset. He was a chef.
Iron Schnoz fires a repulsor blast at Fozzie, knocking him back. Suddenly, the Tesseract fires a large beam of energy into the sky.
Oh, right. Sky beam.
Iron Schnoz flies up as hundreds of Chitauri fall through the portal. One lands on Iron Schnoz.
New friend, new friend.
Chitauri on Iron Schnoz bites down on his shoulder.
I usually prefer less teeth when I play with a friend.
A web flies through the air and pulls the Chitauri off of Iron Schnoz. Iron Schnoz looks over and sees Spider Walter standing on a rooftop.
This is crazy, huh?
Yeah. Are you here a little early?
I just got a call from the producer saying to show up. So here I am.
Oh. Okay.
Have you seen a Burn Man around here anywhere?
Only that guy down there.
Gonzo points to a cafe on the street where Michael Keaton sits, enjoying a coffee. Keaton looks up and sees them both.
It's showtime.
Keaton throws his coffee into the air and runs.
Get back here, Ronald McDonald!
Spider Walters swings off after Keaton. Exterior New York City continuous. The Quinjet lands and Sam hops out, followed by Pepe and Piggy. Chitauri soldiers crawl all over the buildings.
What a horde infestation!
One of the Chitauri is chomping on the top of a stone fountain.
I don't get you. How does that taste good?
Rough edge.
Miss Piggy blasted off of the fountain.
So much going on here. No one is paying attention to moi.
A wave of Chitauri starts charging at them, but they're diverted by bolts of lightning. Bobo lands next to them.
I can't believe you started all this fun without me.
Fun, fun.
Bobo zaps that Chitauri in the face. Massive creature slaps Iron Schnoz out of the sky, and he crashes into the pavement right on top of another few Chitauri.
Sorry, that'll buff out.
Iron Schnoz stands with them.
What's the story upstairs?
Not a clue. You're the Loves America one, right?
The powerful cube, sky beam, basic stuff for movies of this decade.
How does we do this?
No, we need to do this as a team.
Fine.
Stark, we need you back up to top.
Sam stops seeing Kermit pulling up on a bicycle.
Wow, this all seems horrible.
I've seen worse.
Sorry about that.
Not you. I saw the opening night of Pepe's Tips for Seduction.
I got the rave review.
From your mother.
Just a big fan, okay?
Creature that slapped Iron Schnoz down starts flying towards them.
Better get ready. It's party time.
I don't see how that's a party. Now, Budapest. That was a party.
You and I remembers Budapest very differently.
Kermit turns towards the creature and starts walking.
Dr. Banner, now might be a really good time for you to get mad.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always hopping mad.
Kermit turns towards the creature and transforms, growing angry eyebrows. And that's it. Kermit jumps into the air and stomps down the creature's head, driving into the ground. The team collects for an impressive 360 spin shot. Kermit tunes his banjo, Pepe knocks an arrow, and then drops the bow. Bobo flips Mjolnir but bobbles the catch. Miss Piggy pops her neck. Sam hefts his shield, and Iron Schnoz hovers above them, landing next to Kermit. Fozzie looks down from above.
Send the rest.
The Avengers look up, watching as more Leviathans and hundreds of warriors fly through the portal.
Call it, bird.
All right, listen up. Until we can close the portal, it's containment. Barton, I want you on the roof. Eyes on everything.
I see everything.
Stark, you got the perimeter. Anything gets more than 3 blocks cut out, turn it back or turn it to ash.
Clench up!
Say what now?
Thor, bottleneck that portal. Slow him down.
Love the energy you're bringing in. I'm here to help. Quick question, though. What's a portal?
Sam stares for a beat, then points.
Skyhole.
All right.
You and me, we stay here on the ground, keeping the focus on us.
I must.
And Hulk.
Kermit turns to face him.
Smash.
Kermit smiles and looks at the sky at the descending Chitauri.
And what about me, Captain?
Sam looks over and sees the amazing Mumford, aka Doctor Strange.
Are you in need of my prestidigitation?
No, I'll be honest. I have no idea who you are.
Well, that feels rude.
Amazing Mumford flies off using portals and spells to take out a few Chitauri.
I don't think he's supposed to be here.
Roar is heard overhead, and the core Avengers look up and see the Milano flying overhead. The loading door opens, and out leans Ralph.
All right, Guardians, let's take care of business. Or my name isn't Star-Lord.
Rizzo steps up next to Rolf on the gangplank.
I knew you'd need us, so I called everyone.
Rizzo blasts off into the fight. Sweetums walks up behind Rolf and looks over.
I just better take care of business. Why do I need to do more?
Drax, blowing up the bathroom doesn't count.
Sweetums sighs and jumps off the gangplank.
I hope you flushed.
Rolf sighs and activates his rockets, launching into the air. Sam looks confused. One of the Chitauri chomps down on Miss Piggy's shoulder. Miss Piggy slams Animal in the face with a manhole cover and he drops off. Miss Piggy's other shoulder, a microscopic figure, runs towards her hair. Beaker, here known as Aunt Beaker, runs.
Still too high.
Interior Pemtech same. Dr. Hank Honeydew sits at his communicator. The Honeydew particles seem stable. Just avoid any heavy impacts. Exterior New York City, same.
Ew, bug.
Miss Piggy slaps Beaker off her shoulder and into a brick wall. Aunt Beaker jolts back to normal size, then he jolts to large, smacking his head on a fire escape before shrinking back to normal. Atop the fire escape crouches Daredevil.
Beware, there might of Daredevil.
He takes a step forward and plummets off the fire escape. Before he can hit the ground, he falls into the enlarged Beaker like a giant airbag, slowing his impact.
I'm very confused, but also my ADD won't let me look away.
Hold on a moment.
Moon Knight steps out from behind a taxicab, looking at the oncoming Chitauri. He whips open his cloak and pulls out a bomb trigger. Pushes down the plunger and his costume changes into a nice 3-piece suit. He stands ready for a beat, cracks his knuckles, then explodes.
What is happening?
The sky is illuminated with a bright light as Captain Pig flies through the air and lands next to them.
Oh, wait. I'm here to help, Captain Sam.
Are you supposed to be here yet?
Well, according to these movies, I'm what you're named after.
No, him.
Miss Piggy steps out, hastily pulling on a makeshift Captain Marvel costume.
Yeah. Seriously, you're already playing a franchise part here.
But you're more powerful. I refuse to be upstaged like that.
The sky cracks open and a large bus flies down. It lands and outsteps Dr. Tethos.
I'm here about some rocks.
What is it with everybody in these rocks? It's like the...
He counts on his fingers for a beat, then another beat. Math is hard.
The second time we've heard about them today.
Sam turns around and sees a whole army of heroes behind him and the Avengers. 80s robot hovers down, a small yellow stone glowing on his faceplate as Beverly Plume glows red.
Good to see you, sweetheart.
Sensors indicate that I love you.
He chirps out a small modem sound. Walter flips in and lands next to a small lady frog.
Who are you?
She-Frog.
Oh, welcome.
Dr. Tethos looks over all the assembled Avengers.
This is exactly what I wanted.
Sam turns from the Avengers to face Dr. Tethos.
Avengers!
They all wait, shivering with anticipation.
What are you all doing here?
We're here to help.
But why?
The assembled Avengers look at him for a beat.
We're Avengers?
I understand that, but why now?
Isn't that what the fans want?
Sam's earpiece chirps.
I'm not gonna lie, I was looking forward to phase 2, but I'm more than happy to jump right into phase 3. We've gotten so big, we have the freedom to dominate the movie landscape.
Sir, this isn't freedom. This is fear. Fear that audience don't have the attention span for long-form storytelling. Fear that we don't trust our audience to stay with us if we try something different. Are we so afraid of telling our own stories that we have to insist on pandering at the expense of quality?
Damn it.
I know you just want to help, and you will, but right now, we have to finish our story first before we set the stage for the next decade.
So what are we supposed to do?
Be patient, and stay off the Twitter. According to them, every single thing we ever do is the death of cinema.
Phase 2, 3, and 4 Avengers all shrug and start to walk off.
Do you, still need me here?
Not just yet. Come back in 12 movies.
Groovy.
Dr. Tethos teleports back into his ship and the ship flies off. A beat. Deadpool peeks his head out from around the corner.
Any of you want to hear some wild news about your futures?
I think I'd rather not.
Suit yourself, Firebird.
Deadpool waves at Gonzo.
Can't wait to see you make out with Pedro Pascal.
What?
Oh, don't worry about it. We're all doomed anyway. Laters.
Disappears.
Doomed, huh?
4 Avengers stand there for a beat.
So what do we do now?
We still have to do the whole saving the city thing.
Well, I think I know a simple way to skip past all that.
How are we gonna do that?
Simple. I am Gonzo.
Gonzo snaps his fingers. Cut to interior Central Park later. The Avengers walk through the park with Fozzie in cuffs.
Sir, how does it work now?
Gonzo hands Bobo the cube and Bobo shakes Gonzo's hand.
They've gone their separate ways. What are we supposed to do if something like this happens again?
Bobo and Fozzie teleport away as the remaining Avengers go off their separate ways. Interior helicarrier flight deck same.
Have you not been paying attention this whole time? They'll come back. They're signing up for sequels, spin-offs, one-shots. You just have to wait. But they'll come back. Because we need them to. The show won't be the same without them. It's time to play the music hill.
Janice nods and walks off.
And don't forget to light the lights.
Interior Gon's Tower day. Gonzo and Camilla look over plans for remodeling Gon's Tower. We can see plans for a recording studio and a stage. Exterior Gon's Tower continuous. All the letters have been knocked off the side of the tower. Now its silhouette resembles Gonzo's face, complete with downturned nose. Signal lights up the sky reading Muppets Avengers, timeshare of Ultron coming soon. Fade to black. Interior shawarma place later. 4 or 6 Avengers sit around a table in a shawarma restaurant. They eat a few bites.
Don't suppose anyone wants to read my script for the other guys?
Gonzo holds up a script titled Animal vs. Kermit, Dawn of Muppets.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'd rather avoid joining Jared Leto in anything.
What did we all?
Fade to black. End.